even know what was going on. I was trying to record it at the same time, but I'll just have to figure it out. It's not a big deal.
No worries.
Everyone is coming in. I know everyone is like, what is going on? What is going on? Hold on, let me pin. I'm so happy to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Your shirt's adorable.
Yes, this is so dope. This is so dope. I'm so excited to talk to you because I didn't even know that there was a vegan matchmaker. Like,
that's right.
That is so fly. That is so fly. Where are you located?
I'm in Ottawa, which is in Canada.
Yes, Canada.
Yeah. How about you?
I'm here in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah. Nice.
Brooklyn, New York, and Vegan Pop Eats is basically a space where people who are wanting to be plant-based can have a place to be comfortable, not overwhelming, no judgment, and to be able to tell their stories where they're at. They can be vegan adjacent, but as long as they're, you know, tiptoeing towards across the street, the green street, it's cool.
That's awesome.
But we're going to go ahead and get started because I know you have a lot to do. Your name is Karine. Is it Karine or is it Karen?
I pronounce it Karen. It's French, but most people can't pronounce it, so I just go by Karen.
Well, you know, I've been places. How's it go? Karine?
It's Kakin.
Oh, okay. Okay. Kakin?
No.
What is it? Say it one more time.
It's Kakin. It's because, like, we roll the R's, which, like...
Oh, Kakin.
No.
Kakin?
No.
Okay, well, Karen, you know what? We're just going to roll with that. We're just going to roll with that. Well, let me just go ahead and tell everyone who you are. You are Vegan Cupid, where you get people who are vegans and vegetarians together. Your track record is you've joined over 5,000 connections.
Yeah.
And how many marriages have you had?
So just to give you a bit of background, so yeah. I did these speed dating events that were called Veg Speed Date. And I did them all over US and Canada. And I did a bunch in Brooklyn. So I'm surprised you haven't heard about me. My events in Brooklyn.
I've been vegan for 3 years, and so I'm a newbie. But when you came across my page on LinkedIn, and I was like, what is a vegan? What? You mean my man can be vegan?
Yeah, I'm bummed we didn't connect before because I was just in New York last year. And New York, Manhattan, and Brooklyn, my events were super popular. But
so whenever we get out of prison and you touch down in Brooklyn, I'm going to be there like this. Hey, y'all. Welcome to my channel.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not doing the speed dating events anymore. I stopped doing them last year. Yeah. So that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were so much work, and I really wanted to focus on the matchmaking and coaching full time. So that's why I stopped doing them last year.
Oh, wow. So that's pretty dope. So let me find out. So, with your criteria, if someone wanted to be matched by you, is there a criteria that they have to go through? And how do you prove that they are not carnivores?
Well, that's definitely not something that you can prove. And I am not I'm not the vegan police. I take people by their word, right? I don't know why anybody would lie about being vegan. I mean, especially with matchmaking. So that's never happened to me before.
Really? So no one has said that, oh my God, he said that he or she was a carnivore and...
No.
Okay.
No.
So why did you specifically want to do vegan matchmaking? Because the reason why I wanted to talk to you is because that came up on one of my vegan lives where they were saying, is it hard to date someone who is a carnivore? How stressful is it, possibly having to cook two different types of meals? Why did you decide that this specific niche was important? And how did you know that this was something that you could really run with? Yeah, well,
I've been vegan for the animals for 15 years. So for me, that's like always been at the core of who I am and, what I represent. And there's a need, like you said, there's a need for vegans to be able to find other vegans. And I am I am a non-judgmental vegan. And what I mean by that is that I respect everyone's choices. If you are vegan and you're dating a meat eater, I totally respect that, and that's your thing. And so I've worked with many, many singles, as you know, and for some people, they've tried it and it just has not worked for them, and that's not what they want. And that's cool. So I am there to help people on whatever path they choose to take, and I'm there for them to help them find that partner.
So how hard is it to find, someone who checks all the boxes, and then on top of that, you add veganism to it or vegetarianism to it, because, it's hard out here in these streets. And then to add that, that's like adding, I don't know, that's adding like, maybe he needs to have the fourth arm or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like finding a unicorn, because there's a lot of vegans, like with me specifically, I could care less if he is a carnivore, but I would prefer that he has an open mind to crossing over, just for the fact of health benefits, just for the fact of, environmental issues, and just for the fact that you just want to, do your part. So how, I don't know, it's just so crazy. How do you find these people now that you're not doing the speed dating? How do you find these people to say, oh, I'm trying to get matched up?
Yeah.
What do I need to do?
So yes, the percentage of vegan and vegetarian singles is much smaller than the rest of the population. That's not even like up for discussion. We all know that. So yes, It does make it harder to find that person. However, it is not impossible. And it's just like the speed dating events. I was able to find equal or almost equal number of men and women to attend these events. And they worked for many, many years. And everyone was always like surprised that I was able to do that. And it's just because I'm always putting myself out there. I'm really good at connecting people together. And it's not, like you said, it's not just a vegan thing. You have to match up on a bunch of other things. Just because someone is vegan, Absolutely. It doesn't mean they will be perfect for you. So what I do, my style of matchmaking is very different than many of the others. First of all, I only work with vegetarians and vegans. And I don't just do matchmaking, right? I do a lot of coaching. And that is really important, because I could just be sending, matches to my clients. And if they are not ready for a relationship, if they are putting up walls, if they are blocking their own love lives, if they are too judgmental or whatever, doesn't matter how many matches I send them, it's never going to work. They will never get a relationship. So for me, I take a very different approach, and I have a coaching program that all of my clients have to go through before I match them up. So I take them through an entire process of being able to get to a space where they feel really confident, empowered, and ready for a relationship.
So walk me through that part, because, like I said, with the veganism and vegetarianism, it adds another thing to it. But how would someone get ready for a relationship? Because all of us, deep down want to find that they're human, whether it's, black, white, red, green, male, female, non-binary. Everyone wants to find that. But what would be your first step? So say that I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get married. I'm ready to find my boo. What would be some of the things that you would tell me that I would need to work on before I could even get put on to the VIP section of your services?
Yeah,
it's VIP.
It is definitely VIP. It is definitely elite. It is not for everyone. And I only work with a small number of clients. And that's because there's only one of me. There's only so many hours in the day. And I am done working 12-hour days, 7 days a week. But I've been there. I've done the hustle. The hustle is over. So with that being said, and because I've worked with singles for so long, I literally talk to vegan, vegetarian singles every single day. And this has been like my world for the last 7 years. So I've seen and heard it all. And when I talk to someone, I know why they're single, and I know what is going on. I can tell after an hour of talking to someone. And it's because there are so many similar patterns of why people are single. So I do these Cupid calls, and I talk to people And then I'm basically telling them like what I'm observing and what I see the issue is and like what they need to work on. And it's like really, really magical. And it's just my gift that I'm able, like, it's just like anything. It's so much easier to see when somebody else is doing something versus like when it's you, right?
Right.
So there's a lot of stuff. Like some people are, very judgmental. Like they will not consider, for example, a certain race or a certain religion or whatever it is. And people who have been single for a very long time end up with a super long list of things that their potential match has, right?
Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me?
Yeah, girl, I see you. I see you. So
that wasn't part of this, Karen. But come on, Karen. You know, I mean, it's fair. Like the list, I could see if the list was just so outlandish, but you should have your top 5 non-negotiables.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, to some extent. It depends what those are, because that means different things to different people. If you were saying, I need a man who is at least 6 feet, he has to have black hair, and he has to live 10 miles from me, well,
Karen. Karen.
You got to be open-minded, and you have to think outside the box and consider people that you might not otherwise consider. And this is like a big reason of why I hate online dating. You're literally shopping.
Really?
You're shopping for an Amazon item when you're just flipping through, okay? Judging a book by its cover, and I am not about that. It's a big pet peeve of mine, and that's actually why on Saturday I'm doing a show called The Blind Love Experiment. It's going to be live on my Facebook page, and then it's going to be airing on the Plant-Based Network. And so,
yes, I'm interviewing him next week.
Oh yeah, Ronnie is amazing. I've been working with him for a very long time.
Oh, that's going to be so amazing. I'm tuning in. Yeah. Is it similar to like Love is Blind?
Similar, yeah. I have one bachelor who is a client of mine, and I pre-selected 3 potential matches for him of women that I think would be a really good fit. And this is all going to be live. You're going to be able to watch as it all unfolds. We're going to be asking the bachelor questions. We're going to be asking the women questions. The bachelor is going to be asking the women questions and so on without seeing that their cameras are going to be off. So they will not see the faces. And then at the end, he's going to have to pick one woman. And then we're going to see the 2 women that he didn't pick. They're going to reveal themselves. And then the women he picked and him are going to turn on their cameras. And then we're going to see it right there.
No! But what? You made sure the bachelorettes were attractive, though, right?
But again, it's not about attraction. Because remember, he's not going to see their faces. And I truly believe that you can develop a connection with someone without ever seeing their faces. And this is how I do my matchmaking. I believe that. I don't show pictures. I do not show pictures.
Excuse me?
That's right.
I mean, I believe that because, like back in the day, they used to have like the, what are they called? Like not Black Planet, but they used to have like the lines, and you can fall in love with people over the way their voice sounds.
Yes.
You can not fall in love, but you can be interested because of the way their voice sounds, the things that they talk about and things of that nature. But, it also has to be it also has to be some kind of energy coming on, Karen, because it's going to have to be a whole lot of energy and a whole lot of like interesting things going, because I would be mortified if the person, because you have to have some kind of physical attraction. You know what I'm saying?
But that physical attraction and the chemistry can develop over time. And that is not what holds a relationship together. It's creating that deep emotional bond. So what happens is, with online dating, you select the people that are your type, that tend to be your type. And then you're passing up other people who don't necessarily have the physical type that you're looking for, But those people might end up being like the perfect person for you, but you'll never know because you're so like, people are so set on having that type. And so you have a type, you become attracted, and, he may not be like awesome in other ways, but you're like, oh, he's hot. So like, I want to make this work.
That's true.
But it's not true. That's why if a relationship is not going to last if it's purely based on attraction and only that from the beginning. So that's why this is how I do my matchmaking, and it totally works. I have a client.
Really?
Yes. All my clients, I do not show pictures to my clients or the potential matches. They talk on the phone like the old-fashioned way. And then if there's a connection and they want to explore it further, then they do that afterwards.
I am gagging. I am gagging because I know that it would work because, I don't know if you saw the show Love is Blind where they did all the cons and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But I just, for some reason, I feel like the energy that the people gave showed their attractiveness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I am gagging. I'm going to be tuned in. I'm going to probably be the first one on your Facebook page because that is amazing. So with that happening and no one seeing a face, have you had anyone say to you, Karen, let me just talk to you over here in this corner because, I have manners. He or she is not what I thought, and I don't know if I can go through with this. Or did you have someone just be like, you know what, thank you, Karen, because, I was taught to look for this, but this person ended up being more than I could ever imagined.
Definitely. And this, there's a story where like two different client stories I want to share with you. The first is I have a client in Florida and I introduced him to a woman in New York. This was his very first match. Okay. He hired me for an entire year to work with him. On his first match, again, I didn't show pictures. They talked on the phone for 6 hours. 2 weeks later, he booked a plane ticket to go see her without even seeing her picture. I was like, whoa. I'm like, no. This is a bit too intense. I'm like, you got to see pictures before you go see her. That's way too much pressure. So he took my advice. They exchanged pictures. They were still attracted to each other. He went to New York. They had an amazing date. This is right before COVID. They had an amazing date, and then they had another week-long trip planned. They continued the relationship going after they met via FaceTime and all that. And they had a week-long trip planned, but then COVID happened, so they had to postpone it. But they knew that there was something there. They felt the energy. They knew there was something really special. So they continued the relationship through all this COVID stuff. And they decided to become an official couple after meeting once. And this was his first match.
Are they still together?
Yes.
I am dead. I'm dead. Well, you know what? And you know what? It also depends on the age, I think. Because, we're very superficial all the way up to like 32. And then after that, it's like, you know what? The superficial ones just wore my whole nerve out. I'm ready for someone who is focused. I'm ready for someone who is trying to, build whatever I'm, trying to do. And then I think that's the ages like 32 all the way up. Those are the ages where they're just like, you know what? Long as he can provide or long as she can do this and this, and this, what they look like, doesn't matter. And I won't say it doesn't matter, but I have a rule that if I have to change more than 3 things about them physically, I can't do it. I won't do it. Because 3 things you can change. Like, say, for instance, if their teeth are messed up, you can get them some braces. If, they're not fashionable, you can throw some clothes on. Or, if they've never, explored, different places, it's easy to hop on a plane or things like that. But, my non-negotiables are, you don't have a bank account, you don't work, you don't, what are we doing? And what is your plans like 5 years from now when, because I always say I want to have the option to be able to say, you know what? My husband said I didn't have to do this. You know what I'm saying? So those are some of the things that I'm like, you know, in my, you know, quest. But I'm funny. I'm a Gemini, so I don't know if you deal with zodiac signs, but
I do.
You know, I have so, you know, Geminis, I mean, I have a short attention span because it takes a lot for me to be interested. And, you know, I do a countdown. I always do an interview the first time that we're hanging out or whatever, and I assess. And if it's not, I don't like to waste anybody's time, especially mine. So, you know, my cutoff game is swift and strong, Karen.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It is. But, you know, I mean, I think that I have a lot to offer. So it's just one of those things that, you know, I don't really get caught up in all the extra stuff. But there are certain things that, you know, everyone can work on when they're looking for a relationship. And I think that that's amazing that you don't show pictures. And I think that that's amazing that you're honestly dealing with how someone is feeling and, you know, getting to what is really in the matters of the heart and in the matters of the mind.
Exactly. Because, you know, it's been amazing seeing the journey that my clients have gone on. Mm-hmm. And I have a couple of clients who hired me to be their matchmaker. Mm-hmm. And they went through my coaching program. And after going through the coaching program, before I even had time to start the matchmaking, they found love on their own.
Oh, wow. How long is your coaching? If someone wanted to be coached and not go through that, how long, like how many classes do they have to take?
It's a 12-week program.
Oh. Yeah.
And
so you're serious.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, relationships.
So it's not just a little webinar.
No. I mean, hey, relationships are complicated. They take so much time and effort. And so these two clients, they found love on their own because I was able to help them through my coaching be more open-minded, be more like carefree and consider people that they wouldn't otherwise consider. And they took my advice and that's exactly what happened. And then they found love on their own, which was amazing. So it absolutely is possible once you put your mind to it. And once you put yourself in that certain mindset and you look at dating in a different perspective. And what you said earlier about the ages, I totally agree. My youngest client right now is 29. And it is true. As you get older, as you've gone through more shit and bad relationships and all that BS, you come to a certain point where you're like, okay, you know, something that I thought mattered to me 5 years ago does not matter to me now. And so, yeah. But yeah, definitely the coaching program it's like about a 2 hour a week commitment. So it's not like you're going to school, right? It's about 2 hours. It's a series of videos, exercises, recommended readings. And then what I do is every week I have a group coaching call. So we all get on Zoom and we all talk. I answer their questions that my clients submit ahead of time. And we just talk about whatever is happening that day, you know, that week in their lives. And that support system is so amazing. And especially through COVID, because we're stuck at home. And my clients love the weekly calls because it's something to look forward to. And where else can you be in that environment where you're in a group of other vegetarian and vegan singles, all looking for love, all super committed and serious, and we're all giving each other advice, getting that peer support, getting advice from the men versus the women, and so on. So I've really created a tight-knit community, and it's really amazing.
So what makes you qualified to be able to coach these people? Do you have to go through a certification, like a normal matchmaking, and then you just go over to your niche, or?
Yeah, I mean, my background is in event planning. So I did event planning and event producing for 10 years. Prior to that, I went to school for criminology and psychology.
So you qualified.
I mean, it's all based on life experience, right? And the research and the books that you read. I don't really necessarily believe in, you know, having certifications. It's really based on who you are, what your philosophy is, and how you're able to work with people, right? So for me, my passion is really bringing people together. And I've been very fortunate in my life that I've had very good relationships. I was married for 15 years and we got divorced. but it's okay. We're still friends. And then I was able to find love again. And now I've been with my new partner for 2 years. And it's so many people don't get to experience that. They don't, you know, and so for me, I love relationships and I love love, and I know it's cheesy, but so
What's your sign?
I'm a Libra.
Oh, you're a match.
I know. My ex-husband was a Gemini.
But Libras just take me through it. I can't do it. I can't. They just take me through it. I can feel them.
Yeah.
But I feel like Aries, Sagittariuses, Aquariuses.
Yeah.
We're like 2 peas in a pod.
Yeah.
But Libra just wears me out. Just wears me all the way out. But I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you have vegan sugar daddies? I mean, I'm just asking for a friend. You know, feel free. You know, we can talk offline. Well, however you want to do it, Karen. Do you have vegan sugar daddies?
That's a whole different kind of matchmaking. There definitely are a lot of vegan men out there that are sugar daddies, but I am not into that. I am not into that. Trust me, I've had men with lots of money who are vegan want to hire me, and I turn them down. I turn them down. I don't care.
Why?
They offered me a lot of money. I turn them down because their whole personality is narcissist, all kinds of stuff that I would never put anyone through that. So no, I've definitely turned down clients because for me, it's not about the money. It's truly about wanting to help someone. And so that's why I'm very selective. And that means that I end up working with really amazing people that I want to work with. And really, like, if I'm going to try to find you someone, I got to like you. I got to respect you. I got to sell you. If I don't think you're cool and you're a narcissist or whatever, like, I'll never be able to find someone for you. So...
Yes. Well, Karen, I really enjoyed this. And let everyone know what your Facebook page is, because I know that some of us are going to be tuned in because this sounds amazing.
Yeah, so it's Find Veg Love on Facebook, on Instagram as well.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, and it's at 7:30 Eastern Time this Saturday. And
this Saturday.
And if any of you are interested in talking to me about my coaching program or my matchmaking, please send me a message and we will talk.
Yes, indeed, Karen. I'm so glad that I met you. I think that this is so
Stay
dope.
in touch, and I would love to help you.
Let's make a series. I'm just... Oh my God, that would be a whole mess. But I will definitely get in touch with you because, you know, who knows? My husband might be out there. But we're going to have to talk about this vegan sugar daddy. Because I want to be able to say, my husband said, I don't have to. I just want to be able to say it. That's all. I just want to be able to say it. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I'll be tuning in on Saturday for your show. I'm so excited for you. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.